Je peux pas un petit peu de français, mais encore c'est mieux dans l'anglais. Pardon. Yes, I heard about this festival a few years ago from friends, and this is just my first chance to be able to apply. I'm very interested in many kinds of music, and the idea of finding or being matched with a composer and creating work to compose music is something I don't do very often. Usually I'm collaborating. So I also really enjoyed the challenge and meeting someone in another country. What about you, Jean-Baptiste?
Ben oui, pour moi c'est la même chose. C'est vrai que c'est pas facile de se dire que sa musique va être dansée par quelqu'un qu'on ne connaît pas. Et c'était super parce que moi j'ai découvert ça il y a très peu de temps, ton travail. Et c'est très très émouvant pour un compositeur d'avoir sa musique interprétée comme ça par quelqu'un d'autre et comprise aussi bien d'ailleurs que Joan le fait, surtout. Et ça c'est très très fort et c'est très émouvant pour moi. Le travail de compositeur normalement c'est un travail en solo, c'est très solitaire. Et le fait de pouvoir partager ça sur scène avec quelqu'un, c'est extraordinaire. Donc, voilà.
And I think it was funny because we met online in Zoom or something, and we were talking about how, I chose your music, I chose your dance. At that time, I didn't realize that the composers also chose the dancers. But then Jean-Baptiste said, "Oh yes, I saw your video, and a lot of Butoh is so slow in the beginning, and I saw you moving so quickly and different." And I said, "Oh, but Jean-Baptiste, this piece, I will move very slowly in the beginning. Je suis désolé." Comme ça. But for me, I've done a lot of work, solo and group work about traveling, life journey and journeying through the world, and people being displaced from their homes, after war or different situations. And so the title and the kind of theme that Jean-Baptiste had really appealed to me. And I can say also, I had rehearsal yesterday, and he was there. Of course, I was so glad. He said, yeah, that's good, yeah." So I thought, oh, that's good. But tonight, I felt even more connected with the music. There's a lot, what I feel sometimes, because I don't choreograph so strictly about movement. I do in the space and what comes after the next thing, but I'm often, I call it swimming around in the music, somehow. And the thing about it is swimming around is good, but you have to kind of know what ocean or what you're swimming around in. And tonight I really felt that I was swimming around inside it.
Je voudrais juste rajouter aussi que ce qui est incroyable, c'est que Joan, elle a compris des tas de choses que j'avais mis dans cette pièce, qui n'étaient pas dites verbalement avec des mots, mais uniquement avec des sons et de la musique. Elle les a intuitivement comprises, ces choses, et elle les a placées dans sa danse, dans son travail. Et ça, c'était incroyable pour moi et très émouvant, je le redis encore, de voir ça.
It's also really interesting because here's a piece of music composed. Dance is very different because even though music is ephemeral, dance is totally ephemeral. I mean, movement, in the space and time. So what he created it's a work, and people can listen, or I could dance to it. But for me, without the music, my dance doesn't exist. So it's an interesting relationship. It's a really interesting relationship, and I've been a dancer for many years, and I'm very aware of the kind of place that the movement art is in different than any other art, really, even theater. and also dance is most likely, unless it's traditional dance, it's individually created, like his music too. But so yeah, interesting way to think about it.
Mais j'ai une petite question, c'est qui a diffusé? C'est toi ou c'est moi?
Non, c'est Olivier Lamarche qui a diffusé la pièce, qui a interprété la pièce.
Tu peux lui poser peut-être une question, parce que j'ai l'impression qu'elle a réagi à la spatialisation.
D'accord. Tu veux que je lui pose la question?
Oui, parce que...
Oui.
Oui.
Tu as compris? No. The fact that the sound were moving in the space.
Oh.
Is it something interesting for you when you play?
Actually, I think tonight was even more than when I did my rehearsal this afternoon, even more. But I do think that made a big difference. I like to say I'm very aware of sound. You know, I studied different kinds of music and years ago and stuff, so I'm very attuned to sound, and I think that's maybe one reason in this space is why I could feel more inside the music because of that. I think that's a really special thing. Also, visually, it's interesting because, you know, as a dancer, I don't really have the choice about that. I must accept it, but to me, that's also a really wonderful part of it, you know. And and this theater is also very special too. But I especially love the big speakers in the back, visually, and I changed where I was going to begin because of the speakers, because I said, now I need to be in the middle to make a really strong first image, because normally I'm over at the side, but then it wouldn't with these speakers. So, you know, there's another thing, taking into account visually and of course energetically the speakers in the space.
Moi, je dirais aussi que la place, l'importance de la spatialisation de la musique, c'est le fait qu'il s'agit d'une sorte de théâtre sonore, en fait, comme un décor un peu. Et Joan, en dansant à l'intérieur de ma musique, c'est un peu comme si elle dansait à l'intérieur d'un décor sonore, un décor de son, en fait. Voilà. Donc il faut voir cette collaboration danse plus musique acousmatique, electro-acoustique, peu importe comment on l'appelle. Eh bien, c'est un peu comme il y a quelque chose de vraiment scénique. Voilà. Et cette musique, elle est particulièrement scénique. C'est une musique qui fonctionne vraiment bien. La musique acousmatique fonctionne vraiment bien pour la scène. Voilà.
Well, it's also interesting to think of the word collaboration, because, you know, from the point of view of the composer who has already composed and created the music and ne change pas, really, it's set, and then the dancer who, depending on the dancer and the music and the relationship, maybe has no idea. I already had some sense because of his theme, so that was different. But it's interesting because on one hand, you know, it's like you created the music, so maybe the dancer is not going to kind of get or understand or really be able to immerse themselves in the music. But for the dancer, it's this kind of free challenge, but and just a very interesting kind of collaboration. It's unequal.
Yes.
But I mean, for me, I love challenge. So this is, and maybe also, it's like, in a way, because I have this music I can listen to, I don't have expectation, but maybe the composer does. And I wonder, did this composer, Jean-Baptiste, did you have any particular sense or idea about what kind of movement might? No.
No, not at all. I had no expectation, j'avais pas d'attente particulière, Et c'est tant mieux parce que je veux aussi... mon but, c'était aussi de te laisser libre de faire ce que tu fais.
Yeah.
C'était pas à moi de te dire ce qu'il fallait faire. Non, tu es libre.
And when we were online, I said, I want to explain because something about myself, because when I work with sound or music, sometimes I'm with it, like maybe the rhythm or the feeling, and sometimes I'm somewhere else, or I'm, not connected, but, so like if the music's really loud, maybe I don't move, or sometimes so this kind of relationship, and he liked that idea. That was good.